Well guys, we are at the end of our planting here on the cornfield. Last video we got out here, we started planting our 40 acres. Now, I forgot to check to see exactly how long I've been out here working, but you can see that we're driving 8 miles an hour and there's approximately 1 million passes to do this field. But actually, maybe I'll do this myself. If you look at the time, whatever time that clock said on the last video, well, that's how long we've been out there, because it's at 1-to-1 time scale, and I ain't changed it. So it's been a long day out here on our new 40-acre field, but we're getting the corn planted. Ran out of fertilizer a while ago. Now, you may have noticed, if you look at the map, you may notice, why do I only have every other line here? Well, I knew we were going to run out of fertilizer at some point. So what I did was I did all the headlands in fertilizer. Then I worked it down to here. Once we ran out of fertilizer, then I started doing the skippy lines. So what I'm saying is, if you look at fertilization, well, I did it in a smart way, you see. So that right there. So there's one block. It's not fertilized. So when we come back through here to fertilize it, we can just go up and down with the boom, with the sprayer boom. See, that's why I didn't want every other line fertilized and every other line not fertilized, because then we would have been wasting a lot of fertilizer. So anyway, this is the last bit here. Going every other row is just way smarter and easier, because it takes about half as much time to turn around if you don't have to back up. I went every other row in that top section of field. It's really easy. You just estimate how much fertilizer you got left, run every other row down, every other row back, and there you go. All right, so that left us with the rest of the field. So what we're going to do is, when we finish this, probably going to hire a worker to plant corn in the other field. I just planted 40 acres. Someone else can plant the other 20. We're going to have enough seeds. We're going to have enough seeds, yeah. We've got, here, let me turn my GPS back on here. We've got 55% of our corn seeds left in the planter. And the other field is half the size of this field. So, we're going to be fine. We got plenty of seeds to plant the next field. It won't be fertilized at all. It's okay. We got talked about that last video. I decided it's more efficient just to use the big sprayer boom. Even though this does fertilize as it goes, I think it kind of... Well, let's see, how much money is the cost? If we look at the fertilizer, what were you paying for fertilizer? For solid fertilizer. Yeah, the anhydrous is cheaper than solid fertilizer. It's about $1,600 for 2,000 liters. Yeah. So the anhydrous is just cheaper. It's cheaper and more efficient. And again, as far as I know, I'm not a super educated person, but I believe that's why farmers use anhydrous. It's just cheaper. So that's why we're running our planter empty on fertilizer. Now, do be aware, if you're running a planter and your fertilizer runs out, well, here in FS25, if your planter runs out of fertilizer, it will stop planting as well. You have to physically tell it to plant again, right? But that said, yeah, we're planting here with no fertilizer. We'll run the sprayer on it here in a bit. Yeah, we'll hire us a worker. We'll just take this tractor, this whole setup, over to the 20-acre field over here, where there's no fertilizer and nothing planted. We'll hire someone to plant that. So let's see, our grass field is good. We just harvested that last month. Our wheat field we just planted earlier this month. When we're looking at soil comp, well, next month, we're going to run fertilizer on the wheat field. Oh, looks like we should run fertilizer on a grass field. Okay, so there's some work to do. Yeah, there's still work to do this month. We'll fertilize the wheat field next month. So while our worker is planting corn in the 20-acre field, we'll be fertilizing here and across the street in the grass field. For now, we've got 2 more rows here to plant. God, it's been a long day out here. Been a long day out here in the cornfield, but this is a big, beautiful cornfield. It will be. Oh, just imagine this. Imagine this later on in the year. By the time you hit what's the general rule of thumb? As high as an elephant's eye by the 4th of July or something like that. Isn't that about right? Like the guideline for corn? It should be pretty tall by late summer. We might have some more seeds at the farm. I'll go back and check. Like I said, we still have 54% of our seed tank here, and this field is twice the size of the other one, so we've got enough. But it does occur to me that we bought you know, extra. So we'll see if we can't top this off. All right, last row. Last row, here we go. Man, this has been a long, long job. I don't know how long it's been. I could guess. But if I guessed, honestly, my guess would be that it's been a... My guess would be that it's been at least 3 hours. Now, it seems like an insane amount of time, but like I said, well, I might have an overlay right here on the screen, actually, because in the time of I'm editing this, I probably could have checked the time on the other video, the previous video. It's been a while. All right, and that is it. That is our new 40-acre field planted. You know, it was a long but fun job. I was looking forward to that. I was looking forward to getting out here and really putting some time in on our new 40-acre field. Yeah, it's a good field. It's a good field. All right, so we're going to carefully, you know, it's not to trample our wheat field, even though, well, it hasn't started growing yet, but we're going to haul this out there. We're going to hire a worker for the 20-acre field. Oh, wow, look at this. Beautiful day here. I like the spring colors on these trees. I know normally it's fall colors you're looking at, but these trees here, they have these beautiful white flowers that grow on them in the fall. Okay, it's not that one. In the spring. Which one was it? Oh, this one here. Oh, they're all yellow now. Some of these trees over here, they got these pretty flowers on them. Yeah, it's really cool out here in the springtime. So we're going to take this out to the 20-acre field. I think we're good. The tractor's got enough fuel. The seeder has enough seeds. That's right. Yeah. There's still some seeds in the back of the Unimog over here. Before we fill this up, might as well top it off. Might as well top it off. We brought home 2,000 liters of seeds in big bags from the store. Just go ahead and pull up next to the Unimog here and fill these up. Why am I not close enough? Oh, I filled that one. Oh, okay. Not close enough to the other one. Let's pull up over on this. Pull up on this side of the truck. This seeder holds quite a bit. This planter, I should say, holds quite a bit. There we go. Okay, there's probably just a little bit left in that thing there. Yeah, I think there's like 800. Looks like what, maybe 800 liters or something left in this. Or sorry, the opposite of that. Yeah, 124. Anyway, yeah, I think we used about 800 liters out of it. Is what I meant to say. All right, let's get. Well, kind of got stuff in the way over there. We're gonna have to drive around to the field. This way, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna have to go around this stuff here. Man, we need to get some of our equipment washed. This farmyard looks pretty good in the spring. The farmyard is still kind of a new thing. I mean, it was a few episodes ago, but it feels like still kind of a new thing. It's nice to have all these buildings and stuff out here. All right, so we're just gonna get this out here. All right, this is all gonna be corn. Sorry, now will he? Okay, that's it. Will he plant without fertilizer? Well, one thing you want to be sure of, and if you've thought about this, trust me, I already thought about this, and that is in this window here. I always click. Just by default, I always run this stuff off because I think it's unrealistic for workers to just automatically buy stuff as they go. I always have the good mind to fill the equipment before I put it out there. And I think if they run out, it shouldn't magically fill up on its own. I think you should have to fill it. What I'm saying is that I already thought of that. Now, what do we got going on here? Hold up. He might not want to do it without fertilizer. That said, now that I've just described all of that, if you were thinking, oh, but wait, cesium, he's going to buy the fertilizer as he goes. Nah, I turned that off, but we may have to... Hold on a second. Is he going to go? Or she, I should say. Is she going to... Well, let's see. We ran one line along the south of the field in the last episode to test to make sure we could plant without fertilizer. I want to make sure that she can do it, though. I want to make sure she can plant without fertilizer. Because we'll run it ourselves. I like running the sprayer. Yeah, I like running the sprayer. Why'd she start planting there? I don't know. That's what she's doing. They work pretty good. They do. I mean, you got to appreciate, I've said this before, you got to appreciate how an FS25, you can just park them in the middle of the field and they'll start from anywhere. Because remember the old days in FS22, where wherever you put them, they worked in a straight line from that spot, and that's all they did, and they messed up half the time. I've got pretty good luck here. I haven't had any workers doing, having like retard moments out in the middle of the road or anything like I used to have in FS22. I haven't seen any of that, so I think we'll be pretty good. Oh, look at that. So she did half the row down there, turned around back here, and out. Wow, look at that. Look at that. She's got the brain of a small child, but that's better than what they had anyway. That said, let's check this out here. Let's make sure. So composition, growth. Yep. Crop types. Yep. And soil comp, no fertilizer. Yes. I wanted to make sure that she would plant without fertilizer. That's all. So we're going to leave the tractor with the, speaking of fertilizer, we're going to do it ourselves. I like running this thing. This thing's cool. Let's get out here and let's review where it's at. We've got plenty of anhydrous. You know what? Why don't we give this thing a wash down? Let's get this thing a wash. Our equipment is filthy, and if I keep waiting until after I'm done to wash it, it'll never get washed. So let's pull it up here by the shop. There we go. Let's just get all of this. Oh, look at it. It's green underneath there. Go figure. Let's get all this washed off. Ooh, wow, that is gorgeous, actually. And those gorgeous ones all cleaned off. All right, so we got our new, longer, wider boom on the sprayer. What is it now? 36 meters, I think. Let's see, which is good, because we got to do a whole 40-acre field. 36 meters working width. All right, now that's good, because we got a big field to do here. Let's just drive straight out here. Well, I think we kind of got to eyeball it. I mean, let's see. Not necessarily. Let's see where the GPS wants us to go. Oh, it's already turned on. Actually, let's fold that. Well, if you look at it, look where it's fertilized. I don't know. Let me see here. Well, luckily it wants us to go in east-west runs. I think we're kind of in luck, at least so far. Yeah, look at that. We're only going to lose like... Okay, well, that was just pure luck. That was just pure dumb luck, because the field got fertilized where it did, and it didn't where it didn't, and I was running a 7-meter planter, so that's just sheer stupid luck that this is... Also, this field is... Oh, really? This field is just narrowly wider than it is tall. You know, east to west, that is. So... What's going on with my thing here? Oh, I know what that is. That is fertilized there. It's just not showing it because of the way certain things in the game work. See, there's no gap there. Okay, I know what that is actually. I was anticipating that and I forgot. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah, so this field is just narrowly east to west, wider than it is north to south, which means we're going to be running the same direction as the planter. So we should just be able to follow the GPS and really not waste any fertilizer. I ain't going back for that little, see that 1 foot wide strip that we didn't get there? I can't worry about that. That'd be silly. Yeah. It's peaceful driving this thing. It's cool. I'm glad we got the thing extended out. That's pretty cool. Yeah, because, I mean, it worked fine on our smaller and more narrow fields, but this big field here, yeah, this big field here needs some bigger stuff. Now, my prediction, well, I'm not sure I call it a prediction, but I did say, you know, when we filled this thing up, I think this anhydrous tank might last us the entire year on all 100 acres. I still think it might. So we're actually, I guess we're saving more money than I thought. I mean, I knew this was cheaper than liquid fertilizer. I didn't realize until I looked at the store here. Look at that, solid fertilizer, 1,000 liters, 1,900. This was 1,600 for 2,000 liters. If you recall from, well, last video, before my game file got destroyed, we were filling 2,000 liter tanks, right? And it was 1,600 bucks. Now that said, no, I have not quit the game and reloaded. If you recall last video, now here we should have another gap. It looks like on the field. Yeah. Okay. Here's the reason for that. It's a mechanic of the game. That sketchy, weird, pale line where it looks like it's not fertilized. What you're seeing there is where I was starting east-west rows, and I started the planting overlapping some of the stuff that was already there. It's hard to explain, but if you know how the game works, it's fertilized there. It just doesn't look like it is. Yeah. Let's get lined up here. Yeah, we're all good. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, I have not saved and reloaded yet. Yeah, every once in a while, sometimes I record more than one video in one session, in one sitting, because, well, I want to play some, you know? And this spring, we have a lot of stuff going on. So I'm recording 2 episodes here. Anyway, I have not quit the game yet. I'm going to assume that we lost that save because, that whole weird bug that happened with those IBC tanks, with that, you know. Hey, I said I'd never tried that mod. Yeah, that mod appears to be a little problematic. That said, I did try to fill 4 of them all at once. Well, either way, I'm not going to be using that mod again. Hey, if I can't depend on a mod, I ain't going to use it. So, but I'm thinking that the reason we lost our save progress was due to that. I'm kind of really depending on that because, yeah, I haven't... I've been depending on this to save. Here, I'll hit save real quick. Yeah, I've been depending on it to, you know, auto-save every 15 minutes and hopefully save our progress. I don't want to lose all... Imagine if I lost, like, I think it's been like 4 hours since the last video. Imagine if I lost all that progress. That'd suck. This is a big field. Getting our corn fertilized out here. After we hit this field, of course, we're going to be going over to the grass field and running the fertilizer over there. Because I'm sure our hired worker is still going to be planting the corn. Go up to the next row. Well, this is handy. I figured we were going to have to freehand all this. I didn't figure that we'd be able to run the GPS, but it turns out it's lining up pretty perfect with where we were with it. Well, except for... Why is that not updated? It's the problem with 4X maps. It's a lot. I mean, I've got 32 gigs of RAM. Maybe I just need more RAM, but it's a lot for 4X maps. Sometimes they don't always update this. Sometimes you got to refresh the filter. Assuming when we get, you know, as we work east and west across the field, when we get up to here, I may have to run a partial line because I doubt that's going to line up perfect. But anyway, we're going to want to fertilize this. So how's our worker doing over here? She's getting it done. Now, yeah, that field that she's on, it's half the size of this field. We're going to want to we're going to want to think ahead, plan better for this harvest. We're going to have serious volume coming off these fields. Well, last time we harvested about, what was it, 35 acres of corn? Yeah, double that number this time. Yeah, because this field here. So we're going to want to plan better for logistics and transport of it. There were some, you know, places that fell behind on that last harvest season, which was only a couple videos ago. Well, but, you know, yeah, I guess it's only been 2 videos. Well, nothing happening over the winter, so we skipped the winter, right? We skipped right to spring, because the only thing I did in March was, I guess I did mow and then bale the grass field. I've kind of been skipping the grass field on the videos because I do that every other month. Whoops, I'm hitting that. I hit the wrong button, sorry. Every other month, I'm harvesting that grass field. I feel like it'd get monotonous if every other video was 20 acres of grass. Yeah, so I've been kind of leaving that out. It's happening, mind you, it's happening. It's just kind of not the most interesting thing. So we had the winter episode where we sold everything and bought this field, and then the next episode, well, couldn't have been till March because there's nothing happening in January and February. We were buried in snow. But yeah, as often happens, April is busy enough. Well, there's that. We're having 2 episodes, yeah. Yeah, big planting. Big planting. Yeah, I kind of... Well, I said it last episode. I could have planted that wheat over the winter and had less to do this spring. But I hired a worker to plant the wheat, and they planted the wheat while I was doing other things. So it's fine. It's just a big farm. Farm's getting bigger. I got to change the way we're doing things. For instance, we're not going to be able to dry and sell all the corn like we did last time. It's just not, it just can't run that fast. It can't run fast. We're going to have, again, you know, last time we had about, I count about 35 acres of corn. This time, well, this field alone here is 40 acres. So that right there more than doubles the amount of corn we're going to be running through the thing. Okay, not Okay, technically not. Okay, because the two fields up ahead of us that were corn are wheat this year. Okay, so but we'll have 60 acres of corn. That's almost twice as much because the 40 acre and the 20 acre field. So we're gonna have 60 acres of corn. It ain't gonna run through our corn dryer. I mean, well, it would. It might take a year though. Yeah, it might take a year to run it all through. That said, corn has two times of the year when it's most profitable to sell. What, June or July, one of the two, right? December, something like that. There's a couple times a year. It's like we get a couple more passes. What's that last pass gonna look like? You know what? That last pass looks like we're just gonna have a small overlap up there too. We'll see when we get up there. That would be pretty fortunate if I didn't even have to fudge this at all, if it just naturally all lined up. So anhydrous ammonia is a fertilizer that appears on some maps. It's a custom fill type, of course. It's not in the game by default. Although it's been added as a custom fill type since at least FS22, maybe even FS19. Didn't I see anhydrous in FS19? I might have. What I'm saying is, and I know it's a mainline fertilizer in the real world, so I don't know why they haven't added it in the game. What I'm saying is modders have been adding it to the game for years. Well, anyway, I haven't used it before. This is my first time using it. It's been on maps before, like for instance, off the top of my head, Ohio River Valley. It was on. Is that what it's called? Ohio River Valley, Mississippi River Valley? No, it was Upper. Sorry. No, sorry. It was Upper Mississippi River Valley, UMRV. Yeah, that map. Very popular map back in FS22. That used it. I didn't use it there. There was the guy who makes this map, DJ Modding, he makes a lot of maps. In fact, doesn't it show? It usually does on his maps. If you zoom out of his maps, it usually says other maps that he does. Yeah, because he's a big modder. All these guys here, yeah, these maps. I've done a few of these maps. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he did Upper Mississippi River Valley. Yeah, okay, so he did that one. So then he's probably done. It's probably like in all of his. I ran one of his maps. Oh, there it is. Green Valley, Nebraska. That was in FS22. Oh, it says literally right. I'm stupid. It says right there, FS22. Yeah, yeah. So I guess on this dude's maps, I mean, he's a really well-known modder. Well, I don't know about really well-known. I guess if you know him, you know. If you don't, you don't. But he makes a lot of really big, detailed 4X maps. I've been super picky about where I play, and I've spent 210 hours on this map. It's great. Yeah. Judith Plains, Montana, 4X. Yeah, anyway, great map. The time with FS25 actually started off pretty light. This map right here, I've added a lot of time playing this map here. So far, this is the best FS25. Okay, no. So far, this is not the best. I know the best FS25 map I play, and it'll be our next series, but that's a surprise. Yeah. The best FS25 map I've played is waiting to be used. I have reviewed it. We'll come back to that for the next series. But this is the one I put the most time into. This is a good map, yeah. Now, looks like we got one more pass. I don't know. It looks like we'll see when we get up here. We may have to run a thingy here. Let's see. Let's see what we got up here. Yeah, we'll have to we'll have to trim down our width to run that one up there, unless we want to waste a bunch of fertilizer. No problem. We can do that. We got this done pretty easily. And honestly, I haven't even really put my controller down. I've been talking to you guys pretty much the whole time. It's been a pretty quick job. Let's have a look at our hired worker over here. She's coming along. Yeah, I'll say, considering this field here took about 4 hours to plant, I mean, I don't know. I'll have to look at my time. But she's coming along pretty good. Of course, even still, she's only like, to be fair, she's like a quarter of the way through the field, and that's not the headlands. So, yeah, she's going to be over there for a while. Now, there's a spot up here on the left. You see a white strip there. And what that is, well, it's a simple thing. I was going down the road and my planter just didn't mesh up. And I left that there. Well, I don't think in real life you would go back over it because you would mess up your rows. So I left it there. However, we are going to tag it with fertilizer so it's not white anymore. So I'll do that. I'll do that so it's not white anymore at least. But yeah, but I figure, hey, there's a missing row of corn there. Yeah, well, that's where my planter missed, and that happens. That big tractor, it's not as easy to line up as some stuff because it's articulated. It kind of fishtails a little bit sometimes. But I'll just drive up here real quick, and we'll just tag this with the fertilizer. It should. There we go. See, now it's not so noticeable. At least now it's not all white and stuff. Now, we're going to back up over here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to center the fertilizer spreader on this. And we're just going to lay down just the center line of this guy. Get this little spot we missed here. So we're going to turn this on so I can see our partial width. We're going to run. Here, let's just run 9 meters. We're seriously... We could go narrower, but here we're... should be good. Let's see. How wide is 9 meters? Unfortunately, you can't see the anhydrous spraying out of this thing. Better than nothing. I think it's pretty good. When we get up here, maybe I'll increase it a little bit. I'm just trying to save a little bit of our fertilizer. It wasn't terribly expensive, but I figure if I can save some, then I'll save some by just using the center sprayers. I don't know why it doesn't show coming out of the nozzles. Maybe in real life it's... No, even if it's like totally atomized, you would still see it. I don't know, but for whatever reason, you can't see it here. Oops, back on the center here. Think that's 9 meters? No, actually, I'll tell you why that's not 9 meters. Because that planter that we were running was 7 meters wide, and you can see that one width right there. That's a 7 meter width. So now 9 meters won't cover this. So we're gonna get up to here, turn this off. Take us down to 18 meters. We're still saving some. We're still saving fertilizer. You know, we're still saving fertilizer. Just back up down here, recenter, and there we go. So we're still saving fertilizer. Let's drive down the middle of it. And so we're gonna have half a tank of fertilizer after this. I think we've got enough for all of our fields because yeah, our wheat fields need it next month, but that's only about somewhere between 12 and 15 acres. Our grass field across the street needs some fertilizer. It's 20 acres. We'll see. But we still got to do that other cornfield where she's planting right now. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to buy some more. The reason I left my help window open is if you ever reduce the diameter on your sprayer boom, always leave that open so you remember to turn it back up. There we go. I turned it back up. Because you don't want to come out to your field to start spraying again next time and then realize, oh, I forgot to turn my width, you know, right? All right. We're going to take this out to the grass field. Now, the grass field goes quick because it's a long, narrow field. Actually, I haven't hit the grass field since we modified this sprayer to have a longer boom because we just did that last month. So I'm not sure how this is gonna... Isn't that convenient? This grass field up here we have runs like the exact length of other fields. I mean, yeah, if you look at the thing here, our fields kind of create this perfect like square here. Not perfect square, it's a rectangle, but you know what I mean. Like, except we don't own that field. We don't own that field. Besides that, we have this whole square here. It's kind of cool. All right, let's see. Ooh, let's get to this. It doesn't whack stuff over. Hold up. Let me fold that back in. Hang on. Let's get this more responsibly set up. That was going to whack that street sign over. There we go. Am I going to overlap out into traffic? Yeah, it's wider than it was last time. Oh, and I still whack over that street sign. No. Now I got to pay to replace that street sign. Let's move up here. Yeah, this is, well, to be fair, where I placed this thing is where it's, you know, it's muscle memory. I knew where to place it, but then it's like, nah, our sprayer boom is 9 meters wider than it used to be. Okay, let's see what we get here. I fertilize my grass, gives us better yield. Yeah, I mean, it's some effort, but, and I don't know, like, how much better yield, like, scientifically it is. but it's going to improve our yield on our grass field. As it is right now, we pull between 39 and 41 bales off this grass field every other month. It's a good profit. It's about $80,000+ every 2 months. So we want to keep that up. And if we can do it with just a little bit of fertilizer, I say let's go for it. Now here we can't see where, actually if we zoom out, if we just imagine, yeah, let's just use our imaginary drone here. And yeah, let's use our drone view and we can see where we've run, but that's about the only way you can see where you've run. I mean, unless you do this, right? Now, after we finish this, yep, we're going to want to run over here. Now, if she was doing this in a normal way, well, technically, let's see here. Let's go to, so she's planting it inside of the field first, then the headlands. Sometimes they do that. She's got a good deal done. We can kind of sneak down here and get some of this started, but we're going to want to fertilize here this month, because we're going to have to fertilize again next month because it has no fertilizer on it at all. All right, we are just about to end here. Now, this field gets a little weird up here at this end because, well, this field's kind of funny shaped on this end here. Let's see. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the best turn radius that we can. About here-ish. Yeah. And then just follow along this. And we didn't miss anything worth it on that corner, see? Yeah, not bad at all. Down here, we're gonna... it won't, oh no, what happened? My whole controller just wouldn't respond. Oh no, it was weird, I couldn't, I don't know. Yeah, I can't turn out, no. There we go. I'm just trying to follow it, just trying to make it look nice. But we've got it. We've got it. Let's see, how's that do the corner? Oh yeah, just fine. All right. So look at the map here. Yep, we're gonna bring that this way, and then there's maybe like 1.5 passes to make down the middle. Yeah, long narrow fields are, well, I've said it before a lot. Long narrow fields are great. I don't know if you heard that just now. It was right when I was talking. It might have come through the mic. Someone outside. It sounds like it's shooting a shotgun. I don't know. It's weird. So if you heard that, that's what that is. You know, it's funny. People live in the cities. You know, if people live in the cities, they probably mostly ignore gunshots because they figure it's gang violence. But if you live out here in the country and hear gunshots, you figure it's probably just someone shooting at targets in their backyard. You don't really pay any mind. Sounds like someone shooting a shotgun out there. Yeah, of the two, I'll take the country. I'll take the country any day of the week. All right, right up here at the end of our field. And yeah, we should just have a little bit to do in the middle. Why don't we see real quick if we can. Yeah, she looks like she's about half done with the inside of the field down there, running the big John Deere. Yeah, and that's just the thing, as we've expanded our farm, just had to run workers. Oh, wow, I think I actually got almost basically, yeah. Yeah, as the farm gets bigger, just had to hire some workers, but we're gonna done. All right, we're gonna run this until up here. Well, thanks to the drone view, I can see where we need to go. We need to hook this in right there. All right, yeah, we're gonna have a partial row, so we'll hit that last. We'll hit the partial row last. We'll center the tractor over it and cut down our width a little bit to save fertilizer. But again, this fertilizer is really not that expensive. At half the price of solid. Yeah, at half the price of solid fertilizer, it's really not even worth worrying about the width of it. If we waste a few liters of this, I mean, it's cheaper than... I'm just trying to think here. It's cheaper than diesel fuel, actually. Well, if you think about it, yeah, diesel fuel, I guess it varies from map to map, probably, but it's at least $1 per liter. Probably. Sounds right to me, but maybe I'm wrong. Well, anyway, this ammonia, this anhydrous ammonia, it's cheaper than that because it was $1,600 for 2,000 liters. So it might even be cheaper than diesel fuel. So we cut this grass. Well, I cut this grass. It wasn't in the video, as I've said earlier. I cut this grass last month and baled it. It was pretty late in the month when I got it done. Like, it was getting dark outside already, but we'll check and see if it's fermented. If it's fermented, if it's, proper silage, then we could run it down to the place and sell it. We'll have to see. Now, let's see how much do we have left on this field. I'll have to zoom out a little bit here. Use my drone view. Oh, here we go. Here it is. I think we can run, let's see. We can skimp that down to 18 meters, you think? Here's the problem, though. It might take more time to find out than it would take just to set it wider and use more. Nope, that'll do it. We'll just keep the tractor centered. Yeah, I guess 18 is half our width. At 36, 18 is half our width. So actually, you can see where it's at. And it's barely enough. If you look at the boom arms, sorry, you can see where they hinge. I bet that's probably halfway. Yep, that's the limit because I just missed a strip right there. Okay, so those hinges on the boom arms, that's how far we're getting out of 18 meters. And here it's just simply wider. Yep. Okay, we'll just run this width here, and you know what? Let's just run it full width because it's not even worth the small amount that we lose. But then here it actually gets wider. We're just going to run their line because here it actually gets wider. All right, well, that's what happens when you try to save. You try to save fertilizer, as we actually missed a few spots. It's fine. Yeah, this field's funny shaped for two reasons. Let's see. One reason is this down here creates complicated headlands, especially when you're mowing and you're trying to make windrows. This is a little complicated. And then it's the overall shape of the field, the overall way it curves down here on the top. It makes all of the rows have a zigzag in the middle of them. Like if you look at it, if I pull up this, you can't really see it here. But you see it when there's more rows. Well, you still see it, but you see it more when there's more rows. You see that they zigzag a lot. All right, that's the whole field, I believe. Let's check it, make sure. Yep, that's the whole field except for like right there where I was dinking with the width. Yep. All right, we still got 27% of our fertilizer left. Yeah, we might run out. We'll run out sometime this year for sure because I got to do this field again, actually, yeah. But we are good here, and we're ready to move up so we can be ready to work on the cornfield. In fact, we might be able to start right now. Well, actually, yeah. Actually, we don't have to fertilize only where she's planted. We can fertilize the whole field and just work around her. Next month, just fertilize the whole field again. Yeah, what was I even thinking? We don't have to only fertilize where she's planting. We can hit the whole field, and then next month, we'll just come over it again. We'll have to anyway. That just occurred to me. It's like, well, next month we got to come over it again anyway. So I guess today's episode is fertilizing. Yeah, well, it's we got 100 acres. There's a lot of ground to cover. Yeah, so you can see where she has and hasn't planted. But for the intents and purposes right here, it doesn't matter. Fertilizing's fertilizing. There we go. Look at this. This is only a few runs down the field. Oh, don't hit the truck there. And I guess that's about it for today. We're just yeah, I guess today we're fertilizing here in April. Later in April, we're fertilizing. But again, we got a big map. We got big fields. We got big fields. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and no matter what we're doing, there's a lot of it. I did several hours of planting over there. Here we're just about done, actually. Yeah, we're just about done. And next month we got to fertilize our wheat field. That's kind of it, though. The thing about planting all your fields at once is that it's a lot of work. But once it's all done, well, they're kind of mostly taken care of. We will have to fertilize the wheat field next month and also actually this field too next month. So it's just a lot more driving this fertilizer spreader. And yeah, it's looking like, yeah, we're going to have to buy more anhydrous. Yeah, we are. Well, it's lasted the last couple of years, but our farm is bigger now. With that 40-acre field, our farm's bigger now. So we're going to have to buy some more anhydrous next month, and we'll be back out here working in the wheat field and this field again. And who knows what else we'll be doing. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. But look at this. We've got 100 acres, like, pretty much ready to go. Yeah, it's all pretty much ready to go. Let me just turn here. Are we too? Yeah, just fine. I'll just have to watch, make sure we avoid our worker out there in the field, work around her. Guys, thanks a lot. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Thanks a lot for watching the video all the way to the end. See you guys tomorrow in a new video. Peace out.